What chance I get headphone? But nah, fuck. Greetings, greetings. Not getting any audio. Blessed night to the entire audience.
Sister there, is a specialist. World Power
Yeah,
Worship
man.
in Caribbean, a specialist when you talk about environmental and
Yeah,
social
man. Greetings,
development.
greetings.
Yes, Birdman, greetings again, my brother.
Yeah, man. Greetings. Connection perfect now.
Yes, I am. Give us this the connection is I effect, So I
Yeah.
had reason of how the herb development in St. Vincent took place for our ancient like Rascalos now to a generation of youth like the item now. Birdman, you see it.
Yeah,
So
man.
I want to give the people them some insight into exactly what the item do in St. Vincent towards herb in particular, but agriculture generally, because I know say most of the deal herb, as I deal food and things, you see it.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I.
Yeah, so greetings again to the entire audience. You know, right now, the stage of our industry in terms of production from a traditional perspective, it's still, relatively small from a like a, in a really from a in a commercial stage as yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Still, still getting the farmers still trying to bridge the gap between the traditional ways and cultivation compared to the modern, what is required now for the modern, you know cannabis industry said way. So
Yeah.
it's been a struggle same way, but you know it's gradually moving on in terms of like farmers really picking up the proper
Yeah.
practices, I should say, and really getting accustomed to the new type of genetics that is really in demand for the market, you have to say.
See. But it's important over because again, as I say, Saint Vincent have a long history of planting herb.
Yeah, man.
See? Yeah, long history. But you know, as always, I always I learn, and that is with the ganja farmer. The ganja farmer I find through the entire Caribbean is the quickest man for share how to do something, and the man who's most eager to learn how
Yeah,
to always I improve and I improve and I improve. You know?
yeah, man.
And
Definitely.
so what the eye is saying now in terms of overstanding the best practices now in terms of planting herb to a high standard, which is not only equal to what is accepted internationally but surpasses that, because I as Rastafari, that's what I promote now, which is why I have Marshall now leading the process of developing what we are called the ITAL standard for planting ganja. And
Yeah,
we're going
man.
to speak about the work where Marshall do and how Marshall work at the support that you're doing in St. Vincent. So that standard. So when you, so I as Rastafari and ones who planting herb in the Caribbean must know, say, and a primary objective is to always learn, but not only learn, but to surpass and establish the highest form of standard in
Yeah,
doing
man.
things. Because remember, say advantage really I have in St. Vincent, where a guy in certain places in Europe, even though they might have better equipment and better this and better that, them do have no ital sun.
No,
Them not can
definitely.
hear about a door.
Yeah, man. And the natural, using the natural elements around you, you know,
Yes, I.
instead of depending upon the you know the salts and thing now, boy.
Yeah.
And go more towards regenerative farming and sustainable agriculture same way.
All right. Because that is it, because I know it's urban food married.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, herb and food married. In reality, any man who use herb, any man who use ganja, knows he have to have food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that
see?
is a critical part where that is a critical, but it's a common thing where you go see between the farmers in St. Vincent, growing both food and cannabis, incorporated, you know.
That have to be
And
strategy.
yeah, man.
It have to be
Because
strategy. I remember, you have to use food for your brain and food for the rest of the ample. See? And both of them have to be of extremely high quality. Have to be. So if you check it, I know say in the region, there's only one country in the region, them say export more food than them import. And that is Guyana. See? And
yeah,
that don't mean that Guyana is the only country who have the potential and the capacity and the land and the people to do so.
yeah,
What we'll find now is that say traditionally when a man a plant food, if him say a man's a farmer, I'm a plant food. If I plant food because he might plant probably for sell in a local space. No, a Rasta man now. Where a plant herb or a man who a plant herb, be by the nature how you plant, because you always have up in that space and you have to care food with you. Just by nature how I plant. I know that always have food that grow round up on the farm.
yeah, man.
And so that
Definitely.
kind of so that mindset I think continues.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And since the traditional market really kind of died down from the past 10 years, you know, you saw a lot of the farmers, like the traditional cultivators from in the 90s and early 2000s, really kind of transition from cannabis growing to more, agriculture based, because you had a period of time when the quality and the standards where the market was proud. We really couldn't meet it.
Mhm.
Added by the imported foreign weed, and
Yeah.
the Colombian creepy, and which basically flood out the entire Caribbean and kind of push the traditional herb that we knew,
Out.
and that was being traded throughout, and especially in St. Vincent was the backbone for the traditional farmers, so that
Yes, I.
that market kind of get from under their feet, and that push a lot of them into like turning trade men, and most of them into
Yeah.
agriculture, planting food, and
That's why
and
the world.
still with the this new medicinal and new market really opening up, is like, and in the modern way of growing cannabis and the modern strains, they're not really too familiar with that, and then
Mm.
the means and the needs to really say push yourself forward as a small upcoming farmer is like it's basically impossible until people like Marshall came along and like
Yeah.
introduce the genetics and
Yeah.
the good practices, you know
Yeah, well. Marshall's a call that cultural chemist.
where basically yeah man, because it's like you pass it off throughout, you know till we have a
Yes, I.
vibrant we have a vibrant seed distribution now, where a lot of farmers really you know buying into the genetics. It took a while because first time it'll be difficult for somebody who not really know about a particular genetic for just you know grasp it at the present time.
Yeah.
But over the period of time, where men like small farmers like me, with who learn how to merge the old traditional techniques along with the new
Yeah.
modern practices that's required, and kind of merge and make a kind of hybrid thing to fit and suit, where show them that the average man can have a space in this thing and produce high quality, even higher quality than
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
the fancy packs.
Exactly. Because remember, I know fire.
You know,
Again, I state clearly. I live in a solar system. That means the space governed by the sun. See?
yeah man,
So anything in the sun must better than anything inside. Given that they use the same inputs. See?
yeah
In
man,
terms of how you're supposed to grow the plant. What is grown outside in the earth must better than what is grown inside in the house. And that is a unique differentiation strategy where all Caribbean territory have when it comes to ganja. I, with the support of Marshall, with the genetics, and a lot of training and capacity building, see, I will be able to grow the plants out here that the quality is going to be way, 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 way above anything that can be grown in any other place. Naturally, because we have the sun.
yeah
And
man,
secondly, because we have one of the most competent person in the entire ganja industry globally. Amongst I would say brother
yeah
Marshall
man,
Emmanuel, Dr. Marshall Emmanuel
yeah
from
man,
out of
yeah man,
Dominica.
yeah man, yeah man. Yeah, man, yeah, man, and me, I am a living testament to that. Where, since the intervention and meeting Marshall and spreading genetics, not only for me but everybody who he introduced to genetics, he changed
All
lives.
right. So what you
You see,
mean?
yeah, man, it changed lives, because it's like, man, it was a struggle,
Yeah.
because okay, 5 years ago, where a farmer wanted to start and grow high grade, seeds was like a luxury item in St. Vincent 5 years ago, until I met Marshall,
Mm.
and he introduced me and tell me like what he wanted to do, and it's like I just start pushing genetics, small by packs, and then few farmers bought onto it, and over the past 3-4 seasons. You know, me and all of them now is transformed compared to what we were before. You know, to now where we can build, set up a farm to a certain extent. Well, keep improving in terms of infrastructure, you know, owning lands, also spreading the knowledge also too, like, you know, farming a community, you know, and also competing, giving them a chance to actually compete with, you know, the bigger investors. Yeah. So the genetics and the practices, that was the key
Because as I,
for me and other farmers really to, you know, make the break.
yeah, the thing it go through a little lull a while ago. So I so for about a 15, 20 seconds. See, so the last thing you just said to I was about how it has improved the lives, and you know, I mean the smaller farmers them can really compete and things when they coming forward. You know, and I say in terms of filling those gaps, I see the IS man. Because the strain that Marshall developed, because remember Marshall developed a strain now specifically for the Caribbean, you know. We call the
For the
Caribbean Queen.
Caribbean.
All right, so that
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
so give you some insight on that. Yeah.
Well, the Caribbean Queen, you know, basically for me is the strain I will really push for, like the elders and the more traditional men who don't really have the you know, the finance and the capital and the infrastructure, sometimes the land space to
Yeah,
really do, you know, grow the hybrids in terms of you have to veg, you
yeah,
know, you have
yeah.
to, you know. So, and the Caribbean Queen is a good stepping stone where you could just grow it, plant it just as normal, you know, and you will get proper yield without vegging.
Yeah.
And two, the structure of the bud, it can still compete with
All I think them globally fire. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say to the eye still.
eating them same with still too. And the unique profile it kind of takes back to the kind of early 2000s and late 90s where, you know, people just be longing for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The Caribbean Queen is a kind of more ital herb, man. Because you are going to herb no fire. I mean, I tell you, I gotta tell the IM this. Marshall will see this himself. Years from now, you're gonna find that Caribbean Queen is going to be seen as one of the most ital herb in the globe. And what do I mean by that? Because the flavor profile and the bud structure, etc., that international competitiveness is what
Yes.
you find which is important. Because other herb them that them grow artificially, which I might refer to as a pretty dunce herb, the Caribbean Queen can compete with them herb in terms of them structure, them look at etc.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
However, the italness of the herb now, because the Caribbean Queen designed for grow in the sun, in the dirt, in the Caribbean,
In the tropics, yeah, man.
which them can't replicate. Remember, you know, I can stop a place in my yard, like when I'm setting a flame place in Europe and America, you know, and grow herb like that, you know. But them can't set up my son and my island for them country. Them cannot do that.
No, because the flowering period from
Yes,
December
I.
to March, you know, is winter. They can't really grow nothing in that periods of time, and we flowering in like a
Straight.
natural 10, and sometimes you get even less than 12 hours
All right.
per day, sometimes 11, 10 hours, sometimes in the real short days in like February, mid-February, March, you know. And to have plants flowering at those months is really bring out the real genetic potential, you know, in flowering time. So we have a unique
Yeah.
experience only you could be found within the Caribbean region and the equatorial zones, most of the equatorial zones.
Exactly. Exactly. And I said that because the earth have moved towards more naturalness, you know. I want the earth have moved towards more naturalness. So
Yeah,
the thing
man.
that is most natural, as have a very high standard, is going to be demanded. And that is the beauty of the Caribbean Queen, and the more genetics like that. So no, so I can still grow through, the vegging period and thing, using the lights to stretch it and thing. In the dirt. We can grow for them seed out here like that. And it is a better herb too than when them grow over there.
Yeah, man, definitely too, because as I just said, the days that we get plants flowering and finishing, they can't be growing in that time.
All right.
So despite its temperate strains and genetics that was bred in temperate regions,
Exactly.
we still have a better flowering period outdoor than them,
Yes,
because they can't really finish in August, in September, August, which is their flowering time.
And some say those things
September,
are
October,
very,
sorry.
so them things they're very important. Because I say still remember say autumn and winter coming in pan them time, man.
Yeah, and like
That's a great
strains like
period for them things.
the sativa strains like Caribbean Queen can finish
Yes.
in those kind of California and up north, can finish, which we will get our full 12 weeks, 14 up to 14 weeks once you really hit it within the proper timing.
And you know, this bring I think I'm by to what is an era specialty for Machel. And my reason there about St. Vincent that we are talking a lot about Machel because of the importance of the work. And you might tell you what we are trying to show, because remember this is INL frequency, We are show ones and ones how ganja is one of the main products that has brought about the most organic form of collaboration amongst people across the entire region.
Yeah, man.
Over the longest period, from post-independence, ganja has been the single product and business that has fostered organic, extremely successful inter-Caribbean and intra-Caribbean trade. No other product has done that, and no guy can tell you that.
Yeah, man.
Also,
Yeah, man. That's true.
music and the thing them, the Caribbean music. See, so we're going to do that. So I say now the era that is of crucial interest now, like how so we can plant the herb. Because we have more time to plant the herb. It's what we call post-harvesting now.
Yeah, man.
Which has been one of the biggest challenges people, which one of the biggest area that Machel, I think, has done a lot of work in terms of, informing people about better
yes.
practices. So yeah, so
yeah, man, because
I know the transition. What used to happen before and what is happening now?
Well, before, most men was drying weed in shanty, sun dry, like harvest, because mostly it was in the mountains.
Yes.
And most of the lands, St. Vincent is a very mountainous country, where most of the lands, them itself in the lower areas, most of the lands are like more mountainous. The flatter lands are like the residential areas.
Yes.
So, despite men live like in the mountains and come down in the lower areas, it's still within like mountain range areas now. So you still find men still drying in shacks, houses, without AC. So you really still get a lot of brown herb. Herb when you really can't really cure properly, and most men used to push the herb like fresh to the try to get the value out of it before you really, because you can't really, not much persons have the ability to hold it for for 4 or 5 months, 6 months.
When you put it in the huts, the heat, because a lot of the
heat, hot days, cold nights,
and
men like put it out in the sun and then sun dry it and clean using the sun. So it's like, in terms of quality,
but
the transition has been real vast. And then Machel was the first one who really, before I knew about joining AC and stuff like that, but Machel was the man who really like teach me how to fine tune and like understand the science. And really change my game. Because for me on the island here, like I am a person known for like a particular like taste and flavor more than I might get the prettiest herb, but in terms of terps and
Yes,
flavors and
I.
saving, that is something really is really lacking. But now, most a lot of small farmers now, them and start to buy genetics, invest in genetics, seeds, proper post harvest. So
Yeah.
it's not really widespread, but it catching on.
Yeah, man, the journey of a
You
thousand
know,
mile begin with the first step.
yeah, man,
Giant
yeah,
step
man, yeah, man.
gigantic,
So yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's a
But
what works.
and the society itself, is a major transition from the local herb to ours. Okay, not what's wrong with your local genetics and the strains and things. It was just most of the post harvest.
Still need to start out.
Yeah, really need to sort out. And as you said, in terms of organics, like the traditional farmers them had that organic
Yeah,
kind of semi-organic thing growing from long time, because it's like man using a lot of cow manure, chicken manure, you know, and like different like composting and stuff like that.
see.
Yeah, so generally the practices in terms of growing haven't really changed that much to say, because it's like, yeah, I've had good growers. It was more like some areas until the technical aspect I was really more lacking,
Yeah,
strains, how to propagate properly, how to veg properly, how to, feed
yeah,
properly, things like areas like those. But the transition is still, I would say, it's still in process.
yeah. I have a man. And right now, we find that St. Vincent doing a lot of celebrations of ganja. And there's a upcoming
Yeah,
event.
man.
So you can speak a little about that. I know Michelle site here this morning. I'm sure I say, all right, man, make a step tomorrow now and I'm going down to St. Vincent to come forward. Because the activity is taking place. What exactly is happening in St. Vincent right now?
Well, they had a festival to celebrate the whole culture, and like promoting like expos and like speeches and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Additionally, it would have like basically at like the traditional cultivators village, where like they set up a kind of more, how to put it, like a more traditional, like a setup from like in the early 30s and early 1900s and stuff, where like more
yeah,
African traditional,
yeah.
kind of setup, where they have like the traditional farmers will come and display like their products. You could sell their products. You know, you have all different types of
So you're saying in that ganja festival that them have general agriculture products being displayed as well.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
yeah,
ganja
because
and agriculture festival. See,
because most ganja farmers
our farmers.
farm farmers
Yes,
too,
I.
so man would display everything.
Yeah,
Also, yeah, it's like a cultural expo,
yeah.
because as you know, the cannabis community is not based around just growers only.
No.
So you have men them who selling soil, men who doing like we who do selling seeds. We and Marshall will be launching BioBiz here so as well too.
Yeah, man. That is nice, yeah.
Yeah,
I will
so
give thanks
you
to
have
that.
you have like companies from and then you have a concert with two Beanie Man and Spragga Benz will be performing as well too. So it's like a 4-day event.
What that
And then,
concert?
yeah, so they have tours too as well, to where they're going around like the traditional farms, and also the investors farms as well too, more established farms as well too.
Yeah, man. It's important that I and I have more of those festivals. Because we went to the one in Dominica. Seeing where Dominica them sail Antigua had theirs. St. Vincent having theirs. Barbados going to do their one in I think in January, and different islands keeping their festivals, and I think it's important. And if you check it, this is about the power of ganja now.
Yeah, man.
You don't have every island having a banana festival, or a mango festival,
Mm.
or an orange festival. But every country we create a ganja festival, we push agriculture.
Yeah,
Because we
man.
have an orange festival that push agriculture, but you don't use orange. I don't know every fruit is special, But I sure say, ganja is the king of all plants, like reggae is the king of music and Rastafari is the king of kings.
Yeah,
That's
man.
where ancient tell I when I time, Yeah. So
It's the,
ganja have
it's
that
the
kind of
most traded
power.
agriculture product, throughout the Caribbean, same with still too.
Yes, I.
Yeah, man. And fetch the highest.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Unit price is it are the key, man. But in
Yeah, man.
reality, I don't even know that ganja is a unifying force.
And that is an area I feel lacking within the industry,
Yes,
like
I.
regionally, where most islands kind of set laws for like a more individual island setup instead of like it's supposed to be a more regional, like
Right.
free movement, free.
But what I tell you, bird man, that tell you now, say, you have different mindsets. So note. So I and I as ones who deal with herb from that time till this time recognize it's genuine collaboration which are gonna make things work given all of the restrictions why I face. And
Yeah,
that
man.
become a part of I liberty. But we know say one hand can't clap. So it's always so it was a different set of people with a different set of approach. Because I deal with ganja now like I'm deal with regular business.
Yes,
I
man.
don't
Yes,
know say
man.
ganja
Politics,
can't work like regular business.
they
Ganja
can,
is a big business, but it's not regular business.
yes.
See, it takes a certain kind of mindset, a certain kind of iris, put it properly.
And
Because essentially what you're gonna do is create a drugs industry, which is not a ganja industry, which is different.
definitely because watch in St. Vincent in the 90s and in 2000s, the cannabis industry fueled communities.
So Petty Bedell and Roseman come up with you,
And
man.
Rosebank shut up the entire North Leeward, the entire Leeward coast, North Windward and North Leeward. All the communities was built off cannabis.
Rascalos, them as we that about earlier, yeah.
Yeah, man. So and to prove what I'm saying, you can go and see the standard of living now in those communities since the traditional market was destroyed.
Crash. Mm-mm.
The standard levels is poor. When you watch how it was vibrant communities because it's like it was not only just the weed growers, it's like the shops, the buses, the
Yes, I.
boats, the workmen. And not only that too, from island to island, the amount of trade. St. Lucians, a lot of
Yeah.
people used to come from
So,
Barbados, St. Lucia,
that was the
Grenadians,
thinking, man.
Trinidadians. You meet all type of different nationalities in the mountains.
Yeah.
As a one community. So the modern day cannabis industry kind of takes away from that, where the community culture, the cannabis culture and community basically get left out in the dark.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
because all the ones them approach it. Because
Yes.
remember, I as Rastafari and herbs people, I was a deal with community. Seeing? Someone does a deal with business, and in the business of business, them don't business with people. And so that's why you find it important to know, say, it is the ones them who that deal the herb from the start for control the industry. And I same thing there and I apologize to people when I make them statement there. Seeing? A big capitalist guy can go doing business, yes, but no government in the region must give any favor to a big capitalist guy when not giving to feed people first and foremost. Any incentive where you give to a guy from outside of your country to come and do business in your country, better incentive than those must be offered to the people in your country, especially those who have been doing it for decades upon decades upon decades.
Yeah,
And
man.
anybody
Yeah,
who's
man.
not doing that
Yeah,
between
man.
them people.
Yeah, man. Because one of the things we're stifling the traditional farmers here is the fact that these same big corporations, first thing they get duty-free concessions.
Yeah.
They get all type of favors because they come in as investors, and they basically control whatever legal market is there, and also flooding the black market where the average man who ain't getting no subsidies, ain't getting no custom duties, exemptions, nothing. We still have to come and compete with prices where they man have them big facilities producing hundreds of pounds, you know, every month. And then, they come in with some low prices, crashing the market, it's like, and basically it's like, it's not fair. And it's more nobody said like studying this small man, how we can make it,
No, the
if we can.
capitalism never bring in from the ganja industry. And I do ism around here. Because in reality, as I say, just as how you cite it in St. Vincent, the same thing happened in Jamaica where ganja is a community own and operate enterprise, it's not individuals. See? So some man plant herb when time herb reap, enough people are reap herb, and when herb clean, you see all whole mother and grandmother clean herb. Then you go to a ganja community, I swear you go.
Yeah,
And the
man.
money spent in the community and those places tend to do well. See? Where I'm doing that say in a Jamaica. Jamaica is such a broad space, so that's even them guys they out there do for them thing. The Jamaican local market is very big.
Right.
You see me I say? So you still have that demand. And sometimes, which is what is I focus now, I tell the man, say, watch no bridge, and come to ganja. While I know the role of that other part of the business, my business in ganja is to focus on those who are in the what you call the non-formal space. Seeing?
Yes,
So
I
we still have grow herb. We are sell herb. We could all export herb illegally too. With the business. What I am saying though, and I show Michelle that is what part of our mission is. Primary mission is to A, standardize those operations. Meaning no say, make the man them ganja become a very high standard. So I tell the government of Jamaica, say, don't go around and trouble no man with a plant herb. What we need for do is get Michelle and worse people for start build the man them capacity because the ganja local business is very big.
Yeah,
and
man.
just as how you want your people from foreign to get very good herb to use, you must expect that Jamaicans and Caribbean must get the best herb to use. So
Yeah,
a man
man.
have to have a license to do that.
No.
Build the capacity. So you have good herb generally in your country. And when you standardize that, which is what Marshall can do in terms of the training and the practices, then we have to regularize them. And make regularization does simple means help the man them who already are plant ganja as ganja people, who already know each other,
Yeah,
to
man.
start themselves more organized groups. With them help one another more deliberately. And we not trouble the man them because we are saying you want a very high quality, high standard local ganja industry. Because the people, they must have concern first before you start even concerned about other people.
Yeah,
And
man.
when people like the yourself who go through a process they enough for you, because you go through the process of standardization, based on the exposure and the training and the knowledge you gain through the interface with Marshall.
Yeah, man.
You regularize it because you are transferring knowledge now across different people. You are sharing your knowledge and better farming practices that take place. There's regularization. Amongst them, if you see the relevance of formalizing operations means to get a license because you want to get a part of the business, etc. You will do that. But a man have to restrict your growth because you're not licensed. That is backwardness because what you're doing is that you're creating a space for people who can afford certain fees to get certain products. And by nature, you stop all of your local people from growing and supporting them local people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Definitely it's true.
So you see now, all of the ones them, I'm going to know Gonzalez them now. Gonzalez is a Taylor Wright virgin. The same all where I come from, them and they live on campus in the 1960s now, the Walter and the riot. Gonzalez know better and do better. I bet they them know that still seeing.
Yeah, man.
Gonzalez and whoever. Because I remember fire when I was youth. I know about the Walter and the riot. Walter and from Guyana, where the man who lock out as a professor. And there's Ron Gonzalez and Mr. Peter O'Sullivan from Taylor Hall. Ralph Gumsa was the guild president and Mr. O'Sullivan was the treasurer.
Mm-hmm.
See, and him and his wife organized and the people them rise against him. And so them and the hours are going to talk about truths and rights. So I'm going to say no, you see, as government, in everything what I and I do, that must be manifested. Especially when you know it. See, and so I said that the man must use the opportunity now. Note, I say now, more the government have sent to seize the opportunity of really partnering with the traditional farmers, guided by Michelle. So you standardize the ganja business in St. Vincent, so everybody have access to high quality seed and
Yes.
get support for building products properly.
Yeah, man.
Regularize them, just as how communities emerge in the past. There's a form of regularization because people who are work together, they help them, make them still work together and build out them place more.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Because with me, you know, I have farms where me and my virgins, we come together, you know, we have 3 farms running. Where with me, okay, I skilled in propagation and, you know, nursery stages and thing and pushing the plants and clones and that sort of thing. So what I do, I just push the plant material, you know, and pass through like twice per week on each farms and, you know, help guide them, you know, and all of we, and, you know, we do share cropping. You see, so I pass you, I show them how to mix the you know, the nutrients, mix the soil, mix everything, you know, proper grain standards. You know.
That's a thing no fire. That means in essence, man, if you know that ample, that's it. Gravel if you know them have to engage here, you know, to really drive that process in a more structured way across the island where we know say, watch out. We are identifying, we are below. We know business if you have license now, no license now, nothing at all. We are helping you to grow herb and grow herb properly fire.
Yeah, man, well, that is my
local market.
That is my mission. That is my, I don't really business whether you are legal farmer, illegal farmer, it's ganja farmer that I dwell with. You see, so
I now watch no law. Let me tell you something, Bridget. The history of the Caribbean is that say, for the emancipation process to have taken place, all they have to block every law that exists.
Yeah, man.
So I want to know that. So you have to talk about law and criminal. All our ancestors and ascendants out of those are criminals because it's law and they have to block to free yourself and maintain freedom.
Definitely true, brother.
Yeah. Remember, as I brother tell like Kusha show you say, slavery was legal. So becoming an ex-slave was illegal.
Yeah, man.
Check it. So a guy don't tell you about no law. I ain't deal with truth and rights fire.
Yeah, man.
Seeing it's truth and rights. I ain't deal. And I say, the Caribbean, as I tell you, Virgin earlier, that imported bad food kill more people in the Caribbean than gunshot, than gun violence.
Yes.
The farmer, the ganja farmer, and the farmers in St. Vincent are the ones them who, because I know some data about St. Vincent and certain things of fire, but the farmers, as they are sure and I know, is the only set of man them in St. Vincent right now who stopping that war against NI people with food. There's a serious food war going on, we are killing off for people them. See?
Yeah, man.
And as long as you plant urban and plant food, it means there's life you have to deal with. So, you know what? Who you for support? Who you must support? The SDG says zero hunger, zero poverty are the first 2 goals.
Yeah.
Zero hunger and zero poverty. And the farmer, especially the ganja farmer, is the man who can stop hunger and stop poverty.
Definitely.
I have the evidence of it as the Yeshua. He say, during the time when Carlos them, the place them flourish. Now that the man them bringing this thing and now the place them not flourishing like how them supposed to flourish. So, and like say we're going to tell us we're going to try something else. We say something St. Vincent that do. See, so I say, Ralph and the government and the people in the opposition must seize the opportunity of meaningfully engaging all the farmers. Lego this kind of neo-liberalist approach towards economic development, where you just actually believe that say the man them who have the money already is the people who are best positioned to build the country. That is a lie.
Well, here we go on to in the cannabis industry here. Is it people them, is it who already have it, who have total control of the market?
Alright, and I'm going to show you something for you. Because the point we're making is that say, When a guy who own a big business make money, where you think him keeping money? You check the St. Vincent?
No.
It's kept outside of St. Vincent and outside of Jamaica. When the man them who are the traditional farmers and plant herb and sell it, where you think for the money stay?
Right in
In
the
St.
community.
Vincent. So if
Yeah.
you want to grow the economy, you must ensure that the people them who control the local businesses, who are the traditional farmers, for them business grow, because when they make money, it is going nowhere but St.
Yeah, man.
Vincent. That is why you say the shop them that make money, the
Yes.
tradesman
And
them that make money.
proof is
If you,
when you put it when you go there now, you see a amount of shops closed,
all right.
the business, nothing now go on. The streets like a ghost town. It's like you can't believe this is not what you know.
So I say the man them have a lesson and learn and practice, because our own practice is worth a ton of theory. You know? And I say, anyway, you see a problem is an opportunity to do something, because a problem represents an unfulfilled need. Seeing? And so the opportunity is there, as I say, and the brain is there. We have the human resource, we have the operational knowledge. We know we can communicate. What we need is the proper and direct financing and support for the local space.
Yeah,
And
man.
remember, you know, you can't measure development based on what we call the value of the goods and services you produce in your country, the regular GDP thing. Development include more than money. As the highway and the chance of life worth more than money, house and vehicle. It include more than money.
Yeah, man.
See, you help on the other
The
infrastructures and
quality
the
of
other
life as
fields.
well too. A part of the measurement there, you know.
Yeah. See? And so we are saying, but put the thing them that cause these kind of development to take place. Herb is a catalyst for growth and development. If we do it properly, we can replicate and surpass what was done by Rascalos, the ancient them, in place like Petapedel and Rosemont as the Virgin are reasonable to leave what the win what the eras and thing. So when you do that, Birdman, I tell you, I give thanks, you know.
Yeah,
Really
man.
give thanks for the
But it was
chance
a
to reason there and for learn more, and we know enough more about people at the Caribbean are going to learn, and we're going to continue to have this kind of reasoning, because we're different Caribbean brothers. So just as how you got a Virgin farmer, so we are going to other people them across the region for learn and share. You see it?
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, also that's an opportunity we took advantage of last year and this year with the Cannabis Festival too, because a lot of delegates from St. Kitts, Dominica, Grenada, you know, came,
Yes.
and it was a nice feeling for me, proud for myself to see that the amount of knowledge where I was able to pass off to,
Yes, I.
them within the other islands, same way still too, and you know, I suck up a lot from him, same way too.
Yeah, but you know, iron sharp iron. Because when I think we know as researchers, just the more we share knowledge and we get feedback from Virgin is sharp, I make I become as well to say. So there's always that exchange of knowledge taking place. So it's not one way. I tell you, and you will not know how much I appreciate love learning from ones. Because remember, you know, a man can only experience theme part-time chad.
Yeah,
And so
man.
if I can learn from other ones' experience, which are good experiences, you know, and we are share that, it means that both I and I become more knowledgeable. Yeah, man, it's iron, sham, iron. That's the fullness of the Caribbean. Seeing 14 different islands like Jamaica, 14 different parishes. So I see it as one space, you know. My
Yeah,
brother
man.
says all the land separated by water. And I said to the people, no matter where I and I trod. And
Mhm.
love the works of them I do, because that is what has been the unifying force amongst the region. Ganja.
Yeah, man.
Rastafari live it about ganja in particular as a good has created many strong relationships amongst Caribbean people. Not a ship like the Titanic we are going to sink either.
Yeah, man.
See,
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
so give thanks, my brother.
Yeah,
More
man.
life, more joy and prosperity.
It was an honor to be on the program, said we,
The name of the festival. I brother ask what is the name of the festival that is taking place.
Cannabis Festival.
Cannabis Festival. Just
Yeah,
type
man.
in St. Vincent Ganja Festival, man. We spoke about it earlier, man. Yeah, man, I know the reason of it earlier and thing. Yes, my ancient, give us his eye. Highly eye.
Yeah, man. That's all right.
Highly. Yeah, man, I showed you, I say, the region is such a beautiful space here. No guy can get no talk. Both I and Caribbean people. And I go enough Caribbean places to have that kind of positive vibration and exchange with people. Seeing? Anytime you travel to a different Caribbean territory and the people down there behaving bad, is adapting those bad behavior from people outside of the Caribbean. Caribbean people not behave bad. If Caribbean people can show so much strange people from different places, you whether you're red, white, or blue, and you come to the Caribbean, we treat you good. Or if you go and like say we're not good people, we are good people. And the same way you treat a guy from outside the place good, that's how we treat all our people. So you can't use bad behavior of some people to question I people. There is no doubt. First, the people try share and do this kind and all kind of thing. And watch them go foreign in the diaspora. You don't see how strong the Caribbean is in the diaspora. You go to the major places outside and see where the Caribbean diaspora is and see how strong it is. Take over the whole place. It's high people that man. Yeah, love the people unconditionally. And I hear being get higher.
Congo man say I have seen Rastafari. Baba, this one. This one. Congo man say I have seen Rastafari. Congo man say I have seen Rastafari. Yes, I. pressure. All the bitches behind. All the yes, sir!
Yes, greetings and welcome forward to the reason, the groundation of the Streetside University. Now we're moving in a section we call living in the positive. Yeah. Really focus on work. I know a lot of people do know how to road in Jamaica. Because I know enough time the man that the media just put out bare bad news. But I get a chance to work with so many hundreds of thousands of people. So whilst my head of football beer good news all the while, may I tell you. Because we know about the amount of work that people are doing straight across some real serious problems, and we can reason about that some more further when we have a discussion. So we're going to speak to our brethren Wayne Thompson. You're kind of excited about talking to him, brethren, now, because he might do something now for everybody. Where 8 or 9 years ago I was doing for his son. See, and I show you how earth is like, because I know I brain stay and certain things you know me. I say, alright, you them in a South Korea was learning about coding and robotics in basic school. And I say, wait, so the man they are learning about coding and robotics in a basic school. What we are doing in Jamaica? And I say, what? You have to be like a government for this here now. Organization, just care electronics. Focus on immersing the youth them in things like robotics, see? Which is phenomenal, because that must be a part of the national curriculum. But it isn't in terms of how it should. But these brethren here now bringing these things to people and some youth and some places that if them don't do it, it'll take the next 20, 15, 30 years to them catch up. So we give thanks for coming through.
Blessings, man. Thanks for having me,
See, so tell me a little about the organization,
All right, so KRW Electronics is a EdTech company, and we have a sustainable energy department as well. We do some solar installation. But the main work is in, robotics, AI, game development. Of course, using robotics and AI game development into the teaching and learning as well. So they will learn the coding skills, but we apply it to the teaching and learning, speed, velocity, acceleration. So the robots are moving, they can calculate the speed, calculate acceleration. So a practical, hands-on way of doing
but
things.
you know, I laugh, because I say, they teach rocks it up people, man. You need to teach. They teach them that teachers college. Because is that what they think about them? No, seriously. See, you know, I say that I laugh, because I say, Coco Body who was learning these things at 8, but I say, Virgin. But we hear what I say, see? And I think about the youth them. Because somebody them say, a Gen Z generation, said the I generation, but you them afterwards is the Delta generation, and then you them come after it is the Beta generation. The thing about Gen Z, I must say, this is one of the first generation that are fully immersed in this age. So every generation that come forward now is even more to I and I coding. See, in which I actually get a chance to learn. Was the first that youth that Georges in the 1980s when man the first start learn something about coding, basic code, and something about 1 and 0, which is binary. So we learned that 1983, I say, right, this is a big thing, but no, it's a joke that, because we have some big IBM computers at the time, desktop at the time, I'm still seeing. But coding, I usually use, learn ABC and learn both phonics and language, because you have to communicate using words. But the next language that you have to be using is coding, because that for them generation and born in a very digital age.
Yeah, that's true.
See? And so note then, just as learning ABC and phonics make you become literate in terms of what we have as our alphabet, vocab literate. Digital literacy is going to be crucial. I think that coding is the foundation. And like I said, the ABC of digital literacy.
Exactly.
But how much are we? Because so right now, most NIS are done, some done. We write in English, but we done in the language of the current generation.
For real.
You know, so how do you, because this is extremely important, tell me what to do as it relates to the coding project. I remember we're going to still talk, don't make we leave this thing and we don't talk about your business in terms of the alternative energy. Because it's very important. You know, even though I know so we that thing about this coding thing now, but you can't separate one from the other. And climate change is real and energy is real and things. So we want to.
And we need the power as well, the energy.
Exactly. Which is a part of the thing, because if you're going to set up a fully digitized platform, you must ensure say the supply.
The energy supply is there and clean.
So we have to put in needs. And you have to man say, all the money is be electronic. And like gone. What am I going to do?
Big problem. You have to
See,
have backup
so we'll go back
systems.
for the program we are running though. So the project, the coding project, what was it really about? You know that digital was highly involved. Them love the program, Bridget. Me I showed you that when step of them attack to I about them thing. Yeah. Everybody has smile consistently, you know. Tell me about the projects, the coding project and the focus, the demographic, the people they target, you know, and what exactly they do in this program.
All right, so for the robotics program and AI, what we do, I focus on hands-on based learning.
Yeah.
All right, so you have a lot of coders and coding happening in the world around us, but it's how you can package it so that you can have different expressions. For example, I use my AI Scratch platform, my animation gaming platform to bring certain historical events to life. With me? So at the end of the day, are you reading a text, right? But at the end of the day, what we do is to put the relevant scenery in place. Exactly.
Like a show.
Exactly, like and dialogue.
Yeah.
So that it has more relevance, and at the same time, you're building some skill sets as well, digital skill sets.
Come on.
All right, so just like how you have this expression right here now, technology, reasoning, nature, you know, sustainable living. So that was kind of the mantra to apply our coding robotics to teaching and learning. And of course, we wanted to know to go across Jamaica and the different communities. We're in the schools, we do teacher training. We will camps with the youths, after school robotics, community centers. We're looking to do more of that as we go across the country.
Because you see, me like the whole thing of communication, you know. I'm saying visual and verbal and vocal, and different people learn different ways. I mean, I realize that this coding thing is a big solution then, because if I could get similar to what I did like Sunday, them depend them whatever TV and them smart TV and I watch them things still seeing.
Yeah.
But while the person might be there saying what them saying, the animated features that you bring now which create that kind of scene, a youth who learn more by visual than by sound, than by ears and words. Will I learn?
Oh, exactly.
So you can meet multiple audience with different learning styles using the coding platform.
Exactly, and that was the intention. We looked at several learning theories, Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. People learn from different ways and stuff like that. So STEM was this embodiment that you're looking from multiple perspectives in order to learn a concept, so that you don't compartmentalize information.
Holistic fire. And that is so anti-computer though, because computer design was now way to based on compartmentalization. In reality, we know so the brain process information in a kind of more batch spherical thing, you know. Computers with 0 and 1 and binary is a kind of linear logic, but your ability now to actually use the same computer.
Exactly.
Which in really build a certain kind of structure to actually create a more holistic and dynamic learning space is something which is great, you know, and something which too was lacking in terms of our educational system, and it is crucial because how do we as a country engage youths in a knowledge transfer process using teachers who primarily operate of an analog socialization. We are target a set of youths who fully digitize.
Exactly.
That's why I say the analog man a move slow, you know.
Yeah.
In comparison to the digital by us. How we reconcile that? You know? And so that's why I say no, your approach is crucial, because it means we're thinking about pedagogy in terms of how we do training of people, etc. Have to know, we have to reposition these things. All these schools like Michael and Shartu teachers, colleges, have to think about how do we make coding a cross-cutting, you know, our digital literacy.
Exactly.
A cross-cutting modality within them learning processes. So the youths who are engaged in these programs, but you speak about them about you know about teacher training, etc. But in a particular project, a digital project, what would have been the target audience for that project?
All right, so the target audience typically is I start from a young age, so I have different programs. So from 8 years old up,
Yeah.
we'll have a lot of the block coding and
Yeah.
that kind of technology to bring forth their expressions in their
Yeah.
academic
Where is the black
arena.
coding? What do you mean?
So block coding meaning it's a more visual coding
Mm-hmm.
rather than coding in text. So you go through the stages from the youngsters
Yeah.
all the way to the text to the high school persons and college persons as well.
That means the Congo them need to be doing these things because in truth and in fact, them in high school now. I say must like a robotics club at them school. See? But me don't you see treat them up as a club.
Yeah.
I am thinking though that really this should be I must say a cross-cutting mandatory thing. For example, you know what I mean? You see on the sixth form there's a special I don't remember the subject where Congo them, should I tell me the name of that subject? There's a subject that all them have to do in the sixth form, regardless of what you're doing.
Okay. I wonder if it's one of the
One time usually call them-
communications. I
Eh?
wonder if it's communication.
A communication skill, and that everybody have to do. So that have a little kind of technology in it as well to still.
Okay.
See? But it have to be bigger. The emphasis, like when you have that,
Yeah.
you should have a straight digital literacy. I just want a communications program. I know nothing about about me. I have to have building digital literacy skills in terms of coding is something that can be a cross-cutting thing that is made compulsory because I'm saying that is a foundation language that people who are going to be in earth 15, 20, 30, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, even the approach towards that will change so much.
It is.
But I'm saying well, you need a platform, you need
Yeah,
a
man, we
foundation.
need a platform, and just to put some context into things, if persons are looking worldwide, you're hearing now about these AI agents. These AI agents can scan your email, respond like how you would respond historical. You with me?
Yeah.
And of course, you can send WhatsApp messages because you can connect them through the different APIs. You can
Yeah.
send emails. All right, you can have APIs linked to different devices, light bulbs,
Really, I remember
etc.
saying how we don't that computer man. What's an API?
All right, so application processing programming
Yeah.
interface.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so that's just a software that links one hardware to another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you have that kind of seamless interconnectivity and things. Still.
exactly. So for example, if I am going to, for this microphone, there's a device that this sound will go to.
Yeah.
There's a software that converts all of the sound wave into that information, digital information, so that there's that middleman. So the API is the middleman, allows you to communicate.
It's crucial, man. I mean, people understanding how to do it because the earth is not going to be like how we think. And I'm saying no. That's why I think the impact of the program phenomenal. Because I have not seen anywhere in the Caribbean, I think the state is adequately preparing these youths as it relates to these kinds of tools and techniques that them should be doing. See, and so many of the youths who are exposed to your program now really way ahead of them generation. Is that the man them use this thing with extra lessons where I find out that say the youth them who do extra lessons in some of these high schools tend to do better in the CXCs than others. And it's not because they're brighter, but I realize now is that say in the extra lesson class them do the practice in the extra lesson class.
Exactly.
So in the class the teacher never have enough time or people don't be motivated or you know to put the extra effort. So in our class we go through the curriculum with what you must do.
Exactly.
See, we can go through a curriculum, but if you not practice it, our own practice is worth more than a ton of theory. If you not practice the information we are getting now, you're not going to do as well as you them in the exam because the practice becomes crucial. It's the same thing happening now with the I thing now. We don't have no extra class. Generally, I teach everybody in the earth about coding, etc., etc., etc. Notice that your project now, which you are target people and are supporting now. That is not an extra class. That's why I say it's a standard class. But it's like youth who are exposed to that. They are the ones who are going to this extra class now. So they are going to do much better than you say more not exposed to your coding program.
Exactly, and what it does, because let me start back to where I actually, had this driving desire to do this hands-on based thing. It was actually out of teaching physics. You're teaching motion all the time, and the students started to say, "Sir, physics, we're gonna build anything, sir. I mean, they talk about the things they do with their brother, and we never see it bring anything to class and stuff like that." And I was there pondering and said, there is a need. There is a need for the students to move from abstract to something relatable, hands-on.
Yes,
so that was where the vision came from. So I started to, invest and stuff like that. And of course, big up to all of the sponsors as well, the digitals. And everybody would have supported a robotics tournament, a robotics camp, and all of that stuff as we drive this digital literacy and engagement, because when you interact with technology, you're going to be thinking of ways that you can make this thing better.
Always.
So without that interaction, if it's only a theoretical experience, there's a big gap. I can tell you, because there's a big difference between, say, just reading about something and then actually building. When I'm building some of the underwater robots, the learning that took place.
Yeah, because if you understand how you're going to make this
for it to work,
I do, I make it still
exactly.
work. And a short out. Because when we are thinking
Exactly.
about things with electronics and I say water,
Exactly.
that's a short, I go short out.
Exactly. And then now, how fast it should move.
All right.
How long should this motor spin for it to turn 90 degrees? So when you're, observing, collecting the data, going back to the program, refining the design, there's so much there's so much more that you learn
and
from
applying
these experiences.
Those things that you probably learned in the physics class, because the
course.
calculations, I think they become crucial.
Calculations, the design, the drag force.
Yeah.
So much more relevant. And that is why we have written activity-based things. So even a lot of the times in the programs, the students of the robot moving, I will drop a look of physics in it. How fast it's moving. Who can determine what can you do to exactly.
Yeah.
So even somebody there not a physics person can at least have some appreciation. They say these formulas they're learning in school.
Yeah.
They have some application.
True.
And
that
has been the
remember,
drive.
the generation, I say pedagogy is crucial. See? Similarly, in 9A class, I use this approach, 3 approaches we use, what we call experiential learning, which is learning by doing.
Yeah.
Master learning, which means they must create an environment which allows the youth them to really master the information, whether they might try and error and things.
Exactly.
And of course, what we call reverse classroom. Reverse classroom means that those youths are the ones who actually teaches the class. What do I mean? The way you learn best is by preparing to teach.
That's
and
true.
So we use those approaches, and I can see. So when we were designing the entrepreneurship program, and I said to myself, what is the pedagogical approach we are going to use? Because a different generation of youth we are target.
Exactly.
They're not going to use regular chalk and
Awesome.
talk approach that don't make no sense.
Awesome.
See? But no, I'm saying that there's exactly what you're practicing and things still. Because the generation of youth, they are more experiential. Remember, before this generation, what was the challenge? Accessing information.
Exactly.
So if I have more information than you feel say brighter than you, but everybody have access to the same information now. What is going to make it different? The ability to apply the information.
Exactly.
So this generation of youth is an applying, because they already have access to. So you see, this raises the question about digital poverty now, because we are talking about literacy, but poverty. Digital poverty speaks to the inability of a person to access technology when, where, and how they want to. So if a man doesn't have access to it,
Exactly.
like him not have a textbook,
Exactly.
him can't know in a textbook.
That's true.
Because
So
the digital
true.
poor, you have to be digital illiterate.
That's
There's
so
so much
true.
things they have to do. Because remember, most of these youths now who you engage, would not have access to this thing without a program like that,
For real, that's so true.
So it's not the literacy alone you combat through a program. It's like a digital social safety net program, for want of a better word.
Exactly.
So without this, many of those youths are going to fall through the crack and lie in a state of digital illiteracy and become dysfunctional unless them go learn about digitalization through scamming, which is a very highly ICT based business activity.
That's true.
That focus a lot on data mining and communication and all those things.
For real.
So you see, so if them don't get into your program, them get into some other program.
Some other programs.
See, and them use them biggest textbook right now is them cell phone. When you think about it, the biggest digital textbook for most youths is them. So anything I learn about manipulating something in the ICT farm, is the phone him have.
Exactly.
You know? So your program I showed you, I know so the footprint is phenomenal. Over the years, how many youth you think you have engaged in a program?
So in terms of looking at scale, I would say directly we have thousands because yeah man, thousands because we move through the high schools.
Yeah.
We're at Careers Day.
Yeah.
Greater in-depth interaction in terms of after-school robotics throughout the years at the different schools, both primary, prep,
Yeah.
and of course you have the high school, the training of the teachers,
All
so
right.
the training of trainers.
Yeah.
So that is where the multiplier effect comes
Comes in.
When, for example, I would have some teachers that's doing some training.
Give me an example of a school that you'd have gone to though.
Several schools. So I would have. All right. So for one of the first schools, Immaculate was one of the big investors in the whole robotics thing. Train a lot of the teachers.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So you have schools would have gone to in tournaments, Old Harbor High. I think I mentioned Kabar already.
Yeah.
So trust me, it's
Wait, which
it's
school
almost.
you go? Which school you go here?
Yeah, man, I'm a Calabar old boy, man.
Is that Calabar? So,
Yeah, man.
hey. Hey,
Wow,
Reggie. Breadlocks.
Yeah, man.
Where breadlocks? Breadlocks is a Calabar. As weird. You mention Calabar.
No intrinsic bias.
Yeah,
No?
man. So you already think they say it already. But
Exactly.
hey, school program we are
Yeah,
weird,
man,
man. You know what I'm saying? Calabar.
Yeah, man. The training
Yes.
when we send out invite for one of the biggest trainings, we have several schools. So yet more I would have impacted in the robotics.
Yeah, man, them being a rogue.
Yeah, man, how can I forget them because they even have teachers in the training I'm doing now.
See.
I just did one this afternoon with
See.
several teachers, Ochira Sign.
Yeah.
So it is that's the multiplier effect. So in terms of they will, because I also have the business of so there's upsell that I have and stuff like that. So the scale is wide. I don't need minimum requirements from simulation softwares until they get to the hands-on based robots as well.
I remember man. Until I actually met one of the colleagues again. Is at the I was doing some of the Universal Service Fund.
Oh, okay, okay.
We are talking about the whole thing of digital and the role of the USF in terms of people getting access to. You know, as the ones who are the robotics thing. So what I want you to do as well, believe I reach out to USF.
I will.
Them have a project office
Okay.
that support and gives people give all kind of people things related to the ICT, you know.
Okay.
Computer, laptops, computer bag, this, that, all kind of something. So I am saying now, your organization, in terms of how we push this digital literacy thing, can link with that USF because I'm saying them offer funding support for these kinds of things. It might be a more meaningful program now that wherever them have a site to them set and there's a school there. We probably want to bring in a program like this in a school, you know? And I'm saying, based on what I know, some of a very big sponsorship component.
Okay.
I am seeing a I spoke to them about it, that this is something that I have interest in. You know, sometimes organizations stay based on certain policy things, but I'm saying, give the thrust what we know as a country we should be having. And I'm saying this from the perspective that when I wrote the last MSME policy, a big element in the MSME policy was about digital literacy and the importance of helping people who are in business. Because if not, digital literacy business is going to be in problem because the whole business landscape is online as well now still seeing. So I know that this, what you're doing, is central to the national development strategies. USF have a mandate to try to get people to get access to online platforms to support and facilitate things that you're doing in terms of building them digital literacy. And so I think it's a win-win scenario, and you should get in contact. Because the work, in fact, some of these projects are like a digital project that was done. How many participants were in that program?
All right, so for the digital summer project well done, you typically have between 25 and 30. So digital
25 and 30.
Yeah,
and for how long does that program last for?
1 week. So those programs are 1 week programs.
See?
Yeah.
All right. And so you'll have a 1 week program during the summer with 25 or 30 youths, and you're exposed to things in robotics. Let me ask you, pay for that kind of program on the market, what will be the cost per individual? Forget say you do you be and you do these things because you're interested in helping some of these youths, you know? But if I was to go and pay for the program that you are designed and implemented, seeing that 1 week intense program, what have been the cost of attending that program? Real market cost.
Okay, so if you're looking at the real market cost, based on the number of hours that the child is there, so they would do about 7 hours per day for 5 days, 30. So we will typically charge a child like $50,000.
Market.
Yeah, $50,000.
That's just like with over $1,000 an hour.
Yeah.
And $1,000 an hour is cheap.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you that. I know say cheap because $1,000. You can't $1,000 an hour if you go in our English class.
We are to pay for expensive space.
Yeah. So
Then we have
Tongo, how much you have
Yeah.
hour for your extra class you're going to Virgin? Chemistry class. $2,500 an hour. See?
But
That
you know,
means
so
every
we're one
use
of the
$2,500
people
an hour now.
for the people. So you know, things
Yeah,
are
but me I
typically
get a
well.
market rate now. Because there's 10 degrees I do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that market rate. If you take out the $500, that's a $14,000 a day. See, 14,000 times 5, 5 4 hours, 20.
Yeah, so
That's
was
70,000.
70. Mhm.
See, I'm going to take out the 500, you know.
Yeah.
So I use 2,000. That'll be $70,000 for the week. And you engage. How much would you say?
Typically, it's always between 25 and 30.
30 youths times 70,000. That's a 700,000 times 3. That's a $2.1 million worth of value you have given in 1 week.
For real, that's true.
Yeah. And that's just a summer program. So if you think about the amount of people now who you expose, some might charge a closer market rate, but generally I find that with people like yourself, with up a heart, you charge, but you don't charge a real market rate.
No, I mean, one of the thing is that we want to get the word out, so we're looking at volume.
Yeah.
So if we can get this thing to
You keep the price
so, yeah,
low, but keep volume high.
Exactly.
But
So
the value still remains the same because it's still a very high quality. So it's not like you use volume with high quality product. Well, we know there's an economic value generated, a social value which is being generated, which is part of our motivate behind them as well. Because as I say, it originated because your students that ask you, where we are learn this, or we can.
Exactly.
And so it's a passion. You know, so millions are what they talk to virtue, which of course you don't know with theme ballers thing. And when we are check out the thing them, the Virgin almost $750 million yearly. I'm telling you, when we do the market rating,
yeah,
nearly $750 million. So I tell you, say, very few must sit down and start think. They divide you minus your charge, your actual fee from the market fee. You'll see how much monetary value you're generating for youth of this country. I remember, that is at a low level, you know. Because we don't talk about the skill with them gain.
Exactly.
I know that skill now contributes to them on a particular trajectory, which is the earning potential.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the
Big factor.
but the ability to do, because you're now digital literate, your ability to do things.
Exactly.
See, come remember now, you have now expanded in that digital format.
Wow.
So you see, who's that person now? Now, how do you put a monetary value on that? But it's still a part of your value creation.
Yeah, of course. That's so true.
Yeah, it's a part of your value creation. So I'll check it and I should say, all right, this I saw them that do coding and robotics. If not do coding and robotics,
Exactly.
in terms of how you process information as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I can probably see it in them schoolwork. So we find out, say, the danger of them you to do code fast and them are going to know it. They might put less effort in things they might do.
Mm-hmm.
Because them oversee them brain process fast. Not knowing, say, if you still put the same amount of effort, they're going to just get better and better and better and better and better.
That's so true.
But them good already because of where you give them, you know.
Exactly.
But you see, but if you not consider man, say, yeah man, push yourself man, because you just get better and better and better.
Exactly.
Because them so far ahead of the crowd, they might even start relax.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Because they're good. You know? And so the value of it is phenomenal. You are engaging and preparing the current I generation and Delta generation youth and Beta generation youth to really fit into and shape this kind of world and thing. So where you see, give me, what is your picture of what the emerging reality future is going to be like? Where do we see the earth 20 years from now, you know? And I know scenario to show me, say, boy, what is going to happen 20 years from now? How is that your program is preparing these youths for that 20 years from now?
All right. So the rationale of the program is to really allow the Jamaican youths to participate in technology. Technology in terms of chip technology,
Yeah.
because we have programmable chips,
Yeah.
Arduinos, Raspberry Pi, PicoW. And so when they hear these tech companies talking about chips, they can actually relate.
Yes.
So they're not, it's not something that is abstract in their thinking and saying, okay, there's no level of participation. So that's one. We are allowing persons to participate in technology.
Exactly.
So when I look at the future, if we don't prepare for it now, we're going to be in trouble. We're already in trouble. All right, so I'm a person who follow every AI news. I mean, the godfather of AI is saying he resigned, he retired resigned actually because entry-level jobs, persons, clerks, paralegals, anything that has to do with research in terms of better than a doctor because it's scanning millions of different case
doctor
studies.
take your history, you know.
Exactly.
And I try but it can take your history in a second and process it.
And not only your history, but
And
5 billion people's history.
They're similar.
And spit out that information. And you with me? Learning, deep learning, participate the general population and get serious. What's going to happen is that we're going to be left behind and we're not going to be able to participate. There are opportunities that we won't see because we don't have the knowledge.
Yeah.
So until that girl, big her up, she went to Immaculate. It was extra class as well. So sorry, not billing anything, come show you the equation. But until I started the build, my brother was say, but them the build is good. So we can make some modifications but if we weren't doing it, there's so much you learn when you're doing a practical thing.
Yeah.
It's almost unreal.
Yeah, man. So this is very, very crucial, beauty of it, and somebody said the irony of it, because one of the first school you go to do this robotics thing is Immaculate. Immaculate is one one of the, but it's probably the number one rank they're making. And you say you got Georges, it's Catholic school, and your brother, the school brother. So check it now. Those schools who have a traditional history in terms of academia, etc., etc., you know, in terms of pushing academia, are also some of the first to take on these new things.
That's true.
So you know what I mean? Them always ahead. Which is the point you make when you tell me say no, when the youth become digital literate, the amount of opportunities
See
him
more
can see.
opportunities.
Just like before.
Mhm.
When you're literate, etc., etc., because you can get and process information more, you can cite more opportunities. So you really, your curriculum is essential for any long-term sustained form of meaning of youth and by extension the country, because we are talking about interface with what the global reality is. So you know, if we can't interface, as I say, we left behind. So what would you be saying now to a government of Jamaica and a government of the Caribbean? Because I'm focused on Jamaica and the Caribbean. I mean, other people for them country can focus on for them thing. We are focused on Jamaica and the Caribbean. You know, if we must maintain, suppose Jamaica and the Caribbean must become have a similar footprint in digital literacy, like how we have in the cultural and the creative industry, which by the way, code robotics is also a part of the but what would you be saying to a government like that now? How do we establish our global footprint? And we know we're doing well in a lot of international competitions to footprint in terms of digital literacy. What they should be doing right now as a region.
All right. So one of the first thing you touched on was what Singapore was doing. You started at the early child level.
Yes.
Because I would have seen several of their programs, and the kids are coding from very, very young. They're building and designing from they're very young. So you really need to start the program from there.
Like all the primary and champs and everything there, and basic school champs.
And then you see the results that we get from
Exactly.
that. So based on that type of, in terms of starting from a grassroots, the kids.
Yeah, the government that, you know.
It's
and you hear them do that table, they go
exactly. That's true. It's the alumni.
Yeah.
So just imagine coming from it from that perspective where you're having that conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Investing in the youths, coding and all of that stuff. You have these several tiers of competition. Just imagine what the skill set of that labor force will be. And when you come to policies and ideas, we're going to be seeing new. That's the idea. So without knowledge, you really perish, because you will not be able to. There could be something that's very beneficial, but because you're ignorant of,
you just can't.
you just cannot see it.
Yeah, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty.
Exactly.
So if you check it, then what they're saying to know is that our focus on early child education, that all the thing report says, we must ensure that what we call digital literacy skills is central to that early childhood education curriculum.
Exactly.
So we not need for strengthen and bolster the curriculum of the early child well seen, and the so it actually is used not in terms of really have a thank you, because it's I find myself in a very unique position. May I show you? I'm gonna live. Now,
sustainable living.
yeah, I'm a time. So I think we have more time to think about even about phone work that in terms of how impacting it is.
Real.
And so I talk to them, I say a lot of you be aware of, but you really don't know how powerful the works are. I tell you that. Because you're so busy doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
But when I ask a couple questions and then I start thinking about the amount of work we do.
Yeah, man, it's countless. I've big up the homeschoolers because I have a homeschool. So, I mean, they're probably, you know,
Yeah,
if I
man.
don't mention them because that's bringing it to the community now and to the
Yeah.
different spaces because they're not into the
The people who deal with clown, seeing those people have a number of homes as well too, you know. Seeing state care homes, you know.
Okay.
So we need to get into
Yeah,
that
exactly.
program.
I've never been to one
I
of them,
actually
so
sell
I
it to
guess
them as well.
yeah,
How I had
that
a
would be a
program with them.
new avenue for me.
I'm gonna feel bad about it. But if you remember the name of the organization, man, that's the main organization that deal with
It's
children
not
protection.
Sissoko.
It's child and family service. So those people, I think crucial because again, I was saying to them that a lot of the youths who will find that give trouble, like when we are youth are grow, realize that we're mechanical, we have an engineering brain.
Mm-hmm.
So and I said I was asking people if you go into the classroom and see you draw a gun on the desk, what come to your mind? Is he a gunman?
The
Or is he
designer.
an artist or an engineer? Because an engineer, if he can draw a gun, if he can build a gun.
Real.
You understand what I say? And so I was saying to myself, so our mind very mechanical, but we couldn't pull on your mother fan or a blender because you get beaten.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have an
Explore
engineering
more, yeah.
mind. But around so pull down, and so you let them pull on the gun. That kind of engineering mind. These are the youths who are probably even most welcoming of a STEM. Because I'm already program like that.
Exactly.
Yes, I say no. The danger of that doing now. All of these skill set now. And when him done, him still can't even buy a tool to apply him.
Exactly.
A brethren
Wrong.
who know him from long time.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a tool for do him want to do.
Real.
You know, so they have the capacity to learn and absorb. But when you tools for to apply the knowledge them have, give them those tools. So again, let me say and continue to give these youths a very useful them as a in terms of future development. You know? And so I say you have to continue more partners now because while it is being done by the individual schools, to the state knows a bridging. Me that argue say. Because I was argue say school to university. But in this particular case, I would say focus on youth from early child education to primary school. To
Yes,
become
most very, very important, especially in the era that they are now going to be know that AI cannot necessarily take away one particular position.
I youngest son Askia, them man they master everything on the computer. When I
See?
talk them man they on the iPhone, I have an iPhone. Them what I think them man they on the phone.
Phone,
Ask
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Man, I remember Congo man I say, oh my go. Him want to do some food thing, some chef thing. I mean, I say, Virgin, one thing I learned is running restaurant is the hardest work that you
Yeah.
can. I show you
Yeah,
that
man,
my
for real.
youth.
Yeah.
And funny, there was a Winter Olympics in Seoul. I don't remember which year that, if somebody can remember them thing, the Winter Olympics in Seoul. When I look at the newspaper, let me show you, say, on my phone, let me show me, say, robots were serving the drinks in all the bars in the Seoul Olympics.
Okay.
That's just like a couple months before, say, you can make film robots them working at the restaurant.
Yeah.
You see? Now I now check that as a parent. You see?
Mm-hmm.
About that. So imagine how enough of we as parents stay now. We are living in a totally different world from many of our children,
That's true.
Because we're still in our analog age, even though we might have a digitized thing in our car.
For real, that's true.
But them fully immersed in them digital age. And unless now we are preparing those youths. And this is the part I think I said to Tongo man them, say, Virgin, go out the door. You don't have to be. You can be fully digital, but still very grounded.
For real, that's
So
true.
come out the door, come strong without your foot and dip on your computer and do your thing. I can't use the computer, master it.
For real,
But
for
still
real.
remember, say, you want to make sure say your frequency normalize and balance out. Say, make sure you immerse yourself in nature as well.
Nature as
And
well,
matter of
very
fact, so we call
important.
remote technology. It's I make fast Rastafari. It's not the animals biology.
Real.
It's a building. So through as a remote man now, we up at the mountain.
For real.
I can use the remote technology. So you can call and I talk and then from riverbank in the spring.
For real.
I talk to you while you're in your corporate office.
For real.
Remote technology. So the work that you say you're doing with the rural, remember you talk about the rural schools that you're helping?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Give thanks.
Yeah, man. Well, man, every
Really do
time.
give thanks because the work is phenomenal, And one of your final words would be to just big up all those people who sponsored before, the digital the other groups, because it's important for people to know that these people are doing these things. Who are some of your partners that you have worked with?
All right, so some of my partners that I've worked with, first of all, big up digital, awesome. So robotics are expensive endeavor as well.
Yeah.
Some of the types of robots that we want to use. We had some AI-based and all of that stuff that's now closer to high-level research.
Yeah.
Like thousands of US dollars. So
Yeah.
really have to thank Digicel for what they have done in terms of sponsoring those. So that I can go to now the next level in terms of hands-on application. Evergo in terms of their support in terms of hosting, allowing us to host their robotics tournaments annually. You'd have had other partners. You'd have had Uprising Academy that we partnered with to help youth, inner city youths.
Yes.
All right, so we remember those programs.
You mentioned a sponsor earlier and said I'm going to vex if you never mentioned them.
Who was that? No, I think it was the homeschool.
Homeschool, yes.
Yeah, homeschool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So
Mention homeschool
JLL.
again, yes.
Yeah, man. So JLL. A group of awesome homeschool people who have a different version of educating their youths.
Yes,
So I'm glad to be a part of that process.
I want to tell you, it's homeschooling, them that got you and Virgin, when they mute their homeschool, when they're 8 or 9 and 10, they're already there. 8 and grade. They learn about code, who'll go Woolmaz. Brandon, them, Congo man, Brandon and Emily, something from Woolmaz and some. Expose these youths to the coding.
Yeah.
And when I'm and then I learn some things about photography. I'm going to come back free of freedom, So you're right. Really give advices to using that approach. Go to a regular school for different reasons. But I could see all the kind of learning mode. But them can also self-learn. They will self-learn more than other persons and things,
Yeah.
Yes, I am, my brother. So give thanks again.
Yeah, man.
We
Blessings.
stand.
Yeah, man.
Oh, this is
Blessings.
from MI Calabash.
Okay.
But in farms, in Calabash.
Okay.
Yeah, so the
Awesome.
inside is made up out of. It's where you. Where you use the recipe now, kush. It's a chickpeas and black. That and things still.
Okay. Okay.
So give,
Awesome, man. Blessings.
yeah, man, give thanks. Community is phenomenal, you know. And sometimes the persons who are doing these works, that's them doing get a chance to really. I don't talk about we ain't talk about some multiplier effect, you know. But I don't know if you know say it's not just it's exponential effect these things have, you know. But these things are going to impact parents. And we know the influence of the on the children's educational trajectory. So a digital literate parent will have by default a digital literate child. See? And so when we engage teachers, I engage students, engage community-based organizations supported by them partners, them external partners. The work is like that of what is called a very responsible government, where we truly recognize that the greatest resource that we have in our country and the Caribbean is the people them. Seeing? And just as all we dominate the world in terms of sports and culture and all badness. Because we're based on everything, both good and bad. I am saying let us dominate the world in terms of this thing with coding and robotics as well. Because you talk about sports, you talk about gaming. Hey, Jamaica and Caribbean have some bad gaming. You see, so start digitalize some of them games that we usually play. See? So, Wayne, we give thanks again. You know, the team that you have is a phenomenal team. I know say one hand can't clap and many and make the work like so you see the KRW good. And you know, no, I'm gonna give you a couple more minutes. Why I'm gonna give you a couple more minutes? It's 5 minutes now. You do the alternative energy element, man. We need for you to say something about your company. Can you do alternative energy? What do you do in terms of alternative energy?
All right. So in terms of alternative energy, solar installation workshops. So we still train youths how to do the installations and stuff like that. You don't have a digital society, you know that you have to have the energy.
Yes.
And of course you mentioned the climate change, so we were focusing
and some of these things
energy.
are programmable as well. So
and then that's the thing, that the technology is getting smarter.
Yeah.
So remember you can monitor the usage from your app on your cell phone remotely, IoT again.
Exactly.
So everything is just gonna be this one synergy.
All right, wait. Maybe I do you justice. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ask that you come forward some point in time, very near future, because we want to speak specifically on this alternative energy and climate change and climate resilience, because I think it's very, very important. Just as we spoke about the robotics, and we can see the impact of the robotics element. Just imagine now the kind of impact that we're going to see from the work being done in terms of energy and alternative energy. But the emerging that the GFA talk about nuclear energy and the university and things still. So we know that alternative energy is something that is very important. So in the very near future, we're going to speak to you about that. Way. Give thanks again.
Yeah, man.
Yes?
Blessings, Doctor.
All right.
Give thanks.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So, Coach, so a site that it's not in a calabash now, it's in a banana trash, you know? Yeah, I'll say, yeah, banana leaf for the first ital napkin. Yeah, it's not a napkin. The wake, you know. So, what was in the bash this day? What did I prepare this day? It on? Check it out. We probably should use Wayne's device and things, you know. Yeah, so please, make get an idea. I'm gonna say we and sip off this fast, you know. So yeah, like when you play Romeo as I usual, what comes in twos when you go do this. What was in the calabash this day? That is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we did make some bean patty, like a burger. We make it with black bean and we make it with chickpeas.
Black bean and chickpeas. The chickpeas, you know something about chickpeas. What about chickpeas? Yeah, very alkaline bean. What about black bean? What is really good about black bean? You see him gone pan? You see him just go on right away. The guy can't say him don't know. The man can't tell him say yeah, you know, puss in a bag. Anything you eat right now, you must can't do about. Because when you're second, you can't get it. Yeah, what him says the profile of black bean.
It says it's an excellent source of plant protein. It's also really good for fiber and muscle repair. And it's a good source of energy as well.
Muscle repair, so the man who go gym. The man who eat off all of the black bean, you have to be careful. Dirty boy, it's off, yeah. Yeah. Dangerous eye flame fire. Them
Man,
and they
them
run a
work
can't
hard.
tired.
Yes, sir.
Them can't tired.
And them work hard.
Yeah,
My
man.
son.
The combination of the
Patty though also with have beetroot, carrot, things like that.
high nitric oxide blood flow food profile of CMAS.
Here I have is packed with 92 minerals that support.
And it have been B12, which is very important.
Yes, sir.
You know, very say beetroot, carrot as well.
Yeah.
What must about carrot? But that carrot not good for us, eye health alone.
Eye health. And it has the antioxidants and things.
Remember, say we have all a nut cheese in a fire.
Alright.
We have a nut cheese we aerate from scratch.
Yeah.
Yes, a nut cheese we make out of pecans, pumpkin seed, hemp seed,
Yeah.
Brazil nuts. You know what I mean? We put agave in it, we put some sea salt and
Yeah.
we ferment
So
it.
use that ferment. Yeah.
Yeah.
No cheese.
Yeah.
Well, it's like there's a high protein.
And there's another set of protein in there in the sauce, which is the peanuts.
Because I aerate we want a sauce said way.
Yes, I say no. So that's solid. In terms of more, and there's a bun part of there. Could see it today, because could see watch your own knife when you get it right to it. Yeah? People sell it. If I ask you, can sell it. If people sell it.
Say that there?
Yeah.
No yet.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So I just them just prepare and sip. All the while I prepare and sip still, look. You know, so I almost use that chain after. So when I said you have you have the protein from the patty, you have the protein from the cheese. And so you had the bun part now. So when I buy the bun care for the apple now, you're the first thing I buy is to watch your own knife. I want to start them bun ourselves and do it.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. And it makes sense. Because again, through your set of thing, you want a full eye troll over all that and thing. But timing now, what kind of time this takes? And this not costly. I know the peas, I know the nuts you use and things. And the amount where you actually use it. But time, how this say now?
Cumulatively, I know more than about an hour.
Yeah. Because most of the things you already just soak.
Yeah. And then pressure the peas. So
Yeah.
the things them for make it move fast, you know.
Man, because of the
Yeah,
breakers
it's you're getting all the amino acids because you already have 4 different sources of protein.
See,
And plus, as Bongo Man I said with the sauce now, Bongo Man tell me.
So that's another good source of protein. It's also a great source of healthy fat, unsaturated fat, which is important for the body. So
most nuts.
So peanut with
Yeah.
some coconut cream,
Coconut,
coconut
yeah,
milk,
coconut milk.
agave, sea salt.
So far as the Congo man think them, they not like all the man them who deal with bad food, behave, you know. Everything about the people do bad. You know, it's there push up here, get the whole of the details, but that is important. I know coconut, you know the amount of really good fat that is actually in the coconut and the coconut cream itself and protein based. And you see it, we send ask. If
That I mean.
it's a big ad that you know right away. Because you see, the man for pay some man for do a certain ad right away. The man is a slogan like eat is part of the ad. That's ask. Believe I ask who sell it, but them sell it.
Yes, sir.
You know how big that ad is. They have said on the board that the man eat and sell them sell it. That means I sell them sell it.
That I made.
I just say put eye kush. Yes, we do, and that is it. You know? But yeah, but again, people must realize that we can prepare these things that are extremely nutritious in a very short space of time, and it is not very expensive either. See? Our people must do that. I said in the background that, again, we argue that imported bad food kill more people in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean than gun violence. And we don't pay much attention to that. We spend billions of dollars trying to stop gun violence, but we don't spend billions of dollars trying to stop food violence. And I know it is actually easier to stop food violence than gun violence. And if you do stop food violence, you'll see the positive multiplier effect, which actually
In a gun violence.
in gun violence, because many of the people who are engaged in gun violence are really from rural Jamaica who come into urban spaces. Well, urban spaces in them still rural place. What do I mean? A man in Portland, rural Portland, come to Port Antonio. See? Or my left, I say, come to Kingston and Gara Mobile. But him not go in a rural space. If him can't make it, him start with some things, him get himself in trouble. But if those youths were from thriving, they will less inclined to move out and find themselves involved in some nefarious activities and things. You see it? So I am saying to all people as a country, if we fix agriculture, and that is not divorce and we in them ICT, because here the man make him know, so we use ICT enough in agriculture.
In
Agriculture
everything. Yes, sir.
is a big technology era. If you do that and incorporate these things, we solve a lot of the problems that we actually face. So by fixing the health of our people, we also can fix some of the social problems that we face. And we can also incorporate that also it is central that in fixing this agriculture sector, we meaningfully incorporate the AI and the ICT into those so we can make better decisions about how we actually deal with day-to-day operations on the farm. Yes, Congo man. Yes, coach. We give thanks to that, you know, as always, you know. From Calabash, you know. And that's as we say, that's simple, very, very simple. Devices. Yes, spread those who join, but more importantly, those who are going to view post the program, because we know you go to IT at your own leisure. So give thanks again. Highly high.
This week's broadcast of Streetside University. You can support MI Calabash at IG and all social media platforms.
Hey.
Also, Aya Vegan Kitchen. Check them out on IG at Aya Vegan Kitchen. Of course, we like to acknowledge our team. Our broadcast technician is One Yes. This comprise Jacob Grant and Kamal Williams. Producer, Charismatic Productions, Transnational iYard Radio, Project Manager, MI Calabash or Presley. To advertise with us, please call our sales agent at 876 449 76 235 6735. You also can email us or the sales department at iyardradio@gmail.com. Join us next strong at the Streetside University.